Hi, it's Lindsay from Prosheet, and in this video, I'm going to just spend a few minutes showing you what Prosheet's all about and explaining how it can be useful for you. Prosheet is an enterprise management tool for Smartsheet. So it gives people who are responsible for the Smartsheet platform or people that do work in the Smartsheet platform a whole bunch of tools to allow them to do their job more effectively. In this video, I'm going to go through what the main features are, and we'll also have follow-up videos that go into some of these features in much more detail. So what you're looking at here is the dashboard. Prosheet uses the API that Smartsheet has available to learn as much information as it can without actually storing your confidential data, your sheet data, your attachments, etc. So it works out how your Smartsheet is structured, what the columns are, how different sheets are linked. So the fun starts to happen in the Explorer feature. So what the Explorer feature is able to do is you can choose a workspace or a number of workspaces and get a feel for the whole structure of the workspace. So what folders exist, what are the sheets and the reports and the dashboards and how they all connected to each other. So we're looking at two workspaces here, Central and my test space, and I can see that there is a link between these two sheets here. I can see that within this test folder, I've got a link between these two sheets, and I can click on that and get some information about what sort of link is it. So in this case, it's a cross-sheet reference, and I can see the name of it. I can also go down here and I can see, look, we've got this report here that is using data from this sheet in the report. And it allows you to get an understanding of how data flows from sheet to report and between sheets across your Smartsheet environment. And particularly for someone who's new to the environment, or maybe it's just a really big environment, that provides a level of visibility that would not have otherwise been possible. One of the things that people that are making changes in a Smartsheet environment might need to know is it safe for me to make a certain change? So if we have a look in here, I want to make a change to this sheet, and it's going to show me visually all of the things that that sheet is connecting out to, and all of the sheets that are connecting into it, and reports that are sourcing information from there, and all of the data flow related to that one sheet. As well as that, I can go in and have a look at all of the columns and get information about how the columns are being used. So for example, I can see that this column number 5 is being used in a formula from column number 3. So if I wanted to delete that column, I'd get a prompt. I'd be able to say, if I delete that column, it's going to break something else. And that works for how formulas within a sheet are referencing each other, but also between sheets. So is that column being used in a report, or is there a cross-sheet reference that relies on that sheet, and stops something that can commonly happen in complex environments, which is a change gets made to a sheet and it breaks a whole bunch of sheets and reports. So that's the trace feature. The governance feature is probably the most valuable for organizations that really care about making sure that their Smartsheet environment is as healthy as possible. There are a bunch of different checks that we do on your Smartsheet sheets and dashboards. And so the sorts of things that we're looking for, you can see here, we're looking for things like, hey, is there personally identifiable information in the sheet? Is the sheet not being used anymore? Does it have confidential data in it, but it's also being shared with external people? So all of those sorts of things that you might want to know about the health of your environment. My favorite one here is capacity warning. So letting you know that those sheet row and column limits that exist in Smartsheet, are we getting close to filling those? Because as some of you might know, once the sheet is full, it starts to break and you can actually start to lose data. yeah, this gives you the ability to work proactively across the environment to fix problems before they actually turn into an issue. There's a subscription feature that allows administrators to look through, get an understanding of which accounts are not being used. Maybe you've got some licenses that you can free up and provide to some other people instead. So there's some really cool features that have been built into Prosheet. It really is a product that is the result of the years of work that the InfoSpark consultants have done working with Smartsheet customers to understand what would be really useful to allow people to better use their Smartsheet platform. And we're looking forward to getting feedback from you all around how you go with it.